Okay, very good. So what today we have studied about different types of goods produced in the economy, namely final goods and intermediate goods. We divided the final goods into consumer goods or consumption goods as well as capital goods. The consumption goods are further classified into four parts: non-durable goods, durable goods, semi-durable goods, durable goods and services. So this is a kind of comprehensive chart which shows different types of goods produced in the economy. Now there are certain questions. I would like to ask certain questions, try to answer those questions, and after that we will take up the next important topic. Now try to answer these questions. Giving regions classify following goods as final or intermediate. Furniture purchased by a school, furniture, chalk purchased by a school. Number 2, a computer in an office, car purchased by a hospital for using as an ambulance. So you have to classify these goods. Now furniture purchased by a school, what do you think? It is a final goods. It does not require any further production process. Moreover, this furniture is a capital goods. In case of chalk is used up during production process, that is producing educational services, teaching services. Therefore, chalk is an intermediate goods, whereas furniture is a final goods. A computer in an office is finally used in an office. It is a final goods. Moreover, this final goods is a capital goods. A car purchased by a hospital which will be used as an ambulance is again a final goods, but it is final goods, but it is a capital goods. So thank you very much for this part of this classification of goods and services produced. The next point which we are going to take up is stock and flow variables. The next important topic under the some basic concepts is stock and flow variables. Now let us take an example. If I ask you a very simple question, what is your father's salary? Salary of a person, and if he says that it is rupees 10,000, is rupees 10,000, does it make any sense? This statement is not complete unless and until we say rupees 10,000 per month, per annum, per day, whatever it may be. So unless and until we make the complete statement, that the salary of a person is rupees 10,000 per month or per annum, the statement is not complete. But if the question is what is total amount deposited in your bank account, and you say that it is rupees 20,000, if you say it is rupees 20,000, again it does not make any complete sense unless and until say the amount deposited in the bank account is 20,000 on 1st April 2020. This is the complete statement. So unless and until you make the complete sentence, salary of a person is 10,000 per month, it makes no sense. Unless and until you make the complete sentence, that is 20,000 on this particular day, the total amount but deposited, it makes no sense. It means there are two kinds of things. Some important aspects are there which require time dimension like per month, per day, per annum, and there are certain economic values which can be expressed at a particular point of time. To mind it, those economic variables, those economic quantities which are measured at a particular point of time, are called stock. And the economic quantities which are measured over a period of time are called flow. So what is stock? It is an economic quantity which is measured at a particular point of time. This quantity is measured at a particular point of time. It is stock. And the economic quantity which is measured over a period of time this one over a period of time, it is called flow. So this is measured over a period of time, it is measured at a particular point of time. You can draw conclusion about stocks and flow that stock does not have any time dimension like per month, per day, per annum. Stock does not have such kind of time dimension. It has no time dimension. But it has time dimension for its measurement. It cannot be measured without mentioning the time dimension, but it has to be expressed without mentioning any time dimension. It is measured at a particular point of time. ये एक particular point of time पर नापा जाएगा. Particular point of time का मतलब हुआ 1 अप्रैल को इतना था, या 10 बजे इतना था, 5 तारीख को इतना था, और ये ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम नापा जाएगा, यानी पर मंथ, पर डे, पर एनम एंड सो। एक एग्जाम्पल और लीजिए इसे समझने के लिए। मान लीजिए एक टैंक है, द वाटर, there is water stored in this tank, water is coming and the water is to this point, there is a tap, water is falling through tap. On 1st April 2020 at 10:30 am The water was 50 liter. 50 liter water was there in this tank on 1st April 2020 at 10:30 am. This is stock. It is measured at a particular point of time. And the water falling through tap, you can say the water is falling from this tap at the rate of 2 liter per minute or per second. It means falling of water is measured over a period of time and it has time dimension, whereas the water stored in this tank is measured at a particular point of time. So it is a stock. This statement is stock and this statement is flow. So this is the difference between stock and flow variables in the economy. Okay, you can take some more examples of stocks and flows. For example, total population of India on 1st April 2011 was 121 crore. For example, so what statement is it? ये statement कैसा है? स्टॉक या फ्लो है? तो ये स्टेटमेंट स्टॉक है क्योंकि इट इज मेजर्ड एट ए पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम। और हम कहें व्हाट इज ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन ऑफ इंडिया, तो आप कहेंगे ये फ्लो है बिकॉज इट इज मेजर्ड ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। अब स्टॉक एंड फ्लो के बाद हम एक और इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट लेते हैं, दैट इज डेप्रिसिएशन। So next important topic under the basic economic concepts is depreciation. Depreciate मतलब fall in the value of capital assets, decline in the value of fixed assets owing to use in production process. जब machines, capital equipments, plants, factory building ये सब चीजें production process में यूज होती हैं तो इनके अंदर इनकी वैल्यू डिक्रीज होती है, नॉर्मल वियर एंड टियर होती है कैपिटल एसेट्स की। तो ये जो फॉल हो रही है वैल्यू ड्यू टू यूज इन प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस, इट इज कॉल्ड डेप्रिसिएशन। अब आप ये सोचेंगे कि आपके फादर ने एक कार खरीदी, कार परचेज फॉर ₹8 लाख, 8 लाख रुपए की कार खरीदी। 4 साल बाद आप चाहें आफ्टर 4 इयर्स आप चाहें इस कार को बेचना चाहें तो क्या समझते हैं आपकी कार 8 लाख रुपए की बेचेगी? मान लीजिए कार बिकी आपकी आकर के 5 लाख रुपए की, भाई 3 लाख रुपए का कैसे लॉस हो गया इसमें? क्योंकि जब ये कार यूज हुई, कार के जो पार्ट्स हैं ये यूज अप हुए, इसकी वजह से इसके अंदर नॉर्मल वियर एंड टियर हुआ, इसके टायर घिसे, इसकी गाड़ी के पुर्जे घिसे, उसकी मेंटेनेंस पर भी खर्च करना पड़ेगा। तो ये जो फॉल हो गई वैल्यू ये डेप्रिसिएशन है। तो हाउ टू डिफाइन डेप्रिसिएशन? डेप्रिसिएशन मींस डिक्लाइन इन वैल्यू। वैल्यू ऑफ कैपिटल एसेट्स, फिक्स्ड एसेट्स due to use in production process in the form of, it may be due to normal wear and tear, of capital assets, or it may be due to change in technology, it may be due to change in demand, that is capital obsolescence. Capital obsolescence means when a capital asset becomes outdated, capital asset outdated हो गया, टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज हो गई, अभी capital obsolescence, that is expected value of capital obsolescence, rather expected value of capital obsolescence, it may be due to change in technology, or it may be due to change in demand. पहले ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट टेलीविजन आया करते थे, उन्हें बनाने की टेक्नोलॉजी थी। जमाना चेंज हुआ, टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेड हो गई। जब टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेड हुई तो कलर टेलीविजन बनाने की टेक्नोलॉजी आ गई। इट मीन्स द टेक्नोलॉजी विच वाज यूज्ड टू प्रोड्यूस black and white color televisions becomes outdated, it becomes obsolete. Similarly, change in demand, if a particular goods is not demanded in the market, rather some more sophisticated goods are demanded at place. For example, पहले रबर के शूज चलते थे, अब रबर के शूज के बजाय डिमांड बढ़ गई लेदर शूज की। तो जो टेक्नोलॉजी रबर के शूज बनाने में काम आती थी, now it has become obsolete, outdated हो गई, because demand for rubber shoes has shifted, has changed and it has shifted to leather shoes. तो नई टेक्नोलॉजी आएगी, लेदर के शूज बनाने वाली टेक्नोलॉजी आएगी। It is called expected value of capital obsolescence. It means the depreciation has two important sources: normal wear and tear of capital assets due to use in production process, and expected value of capital obsolescence, which may be due to advancement of technology or it may be due to change in demand for the goods. But in fact, the value of capital assets does not fall in a particular year. It does not fall in a particular 1 or 2 days, because capital goods are durable use goods and they last long. They are used for many years. They may be used for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years and more than that. So depreciation cannot be calculated on a particular day or particular year. Rather, it is estimated over the whole lifetime of the capital assets. Therefore, what we have to use? We have to obtain. First, let us take an example. A machine is purchased for rupees 10,000 and it lasts for 10 years. So what is the value of depreciation? So depreciation has to be estimated on the annual basis. The formula for depreciation, rate of depreciation will be purchase price of capital asset upon lifetime or life period of the capital asset. So here in this case the depreciation will be 10,000 upon 10, that is rupees 1,000 per annum. This is depreciation. So what we have done over here is the calculation of depreciation, assuming that this capital asset will last for 10 years और लास्ट में आकर इसकी वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी। अब मान लीजिए कि एक मशीन इज परचेज फॉर रुपीज 10,000 एंड इट्स यूजफुल लाइफ इज 10 years. And after 10 years, it will be sold in scrap for rupees 1,000. It will be sold in scrap for rupees 1,000. Then what is depreciation? तो ये माना जाएगा इसकी जो कॉस्ट है, जो इसकी कॉस्ट है मशीन की, इस 10,000 में से 1,000 माइनस करिए, क्योंकि इतने की तुम्हारी ये रिटर्न होकर आई गया, और फिर से 10 से डिवाइड कर दिए। तो इन दैट केस द आंसर विल बी 10,000 minus 1,000 upon 10 years, that is 9,000 upon 10, that is rupees 900. इस तरीके से हम डेप्रिसिएशन कैलकुलेट करें। अब यहाँ पर एक बात और बड़ी ध्यान देने की है कि हमने यहाँ पर लिया एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू ऑफ कैपिटल ऑब्सोलेंस। इट शुड बी नोटेड दैट डेप्रिसिएशन डज नॉट इंक्लूड unexpected accidental damages unexpected loss due to accidents, loss due to earthquakes, flood, and so on. So when there is destruction of capital assets, when the capital assets become useless due to accidents, due to flood, due to earthquake, etc., it does not constitute depreciation, rather it is called capital loss. Unexpected accidental damages, damages due to flood, earthquake, etc. are capital loss. And they are not depreciation. इनकी वैल्यू डेप्रिसिएशन के अंदर इंक्लूड नहीं होगी, इनकी वैल्यू को डेप्रिसिएशन के अंदर हम इंक्लूड नहीं करेंगे. All these things are not included in the depreciation. So this is all about depreciation. The next topic is, so our next topic is investment. We have to take up investment now. Investment. Dear students, as you know, there are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. This capital is very important factor of production. Capital is very important factor of production. Capital includes machines, equipments, factory buildings. It includes those man-made goods which are used in production process. Used in production process. It is capital. Every producer wants to increase or add more and more capital to the production process, because due to increase in capital, the productive capacity of the firm increases. हर प्रोड्यूसर चाहता है कि उसके पास ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कैपिटल हो, क्योंकि जितनी ज़्यादा कैपिटल होगी उतना ही प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा होगा, उतनी आमदनी ज़्यादा होगी प्रोड्यूसर को. Because increase in capital increases the productive capacity, increases production in the firm. So every firm tries to increase the stock of existing capital. कैपिटल के स्टॉक में इंक्रीज करनी चाहती है हर फर्म, क्योंकि प्रोडक्शन तभी बढ़ेगा जब हमारा कैपिटल बेस बढ़ेगा, कैपिटल बढ़ेगा. तो दिस एडिशन टू द कैपिटल स्टॉक इज कॉल्ड कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन, आल्सो कॉल्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट. तो हाउ टू डिफाइन इन्वेस्टमेंट? Investment means it is a process of capital formation or change in stock of capital in an accounting year. For example, purchasing plants, machines, equipments, construction of roads, construction of dams, bridges, hospitals, etc. All these things constitute investment. Investment of increasing the stock of capital. Therefore, we can say that investment equal to change in capital. K for capital, where I stands for investment, K stands for capital stock, and change in K means change in stock of capital. इन्वेस्टमेंट में चेंज इन स्टॉक ऑफ कैपिटल। अब आप ये समझिए कि मान लीजिए कि हमारे देश के अंदर कैपिटल गुड्स प्रोड्यूस हुए, नेट प्रोडक्शन ऑफ कैपिटल गुड्स इज इन्वेस्टमेंट, दैट इज कॉल्ड ग्रॉस इन्वेस्टमेंट। लेकिन जितना का पूरा जो कैपिटल चेंज हुआ या जो पूरा का पूरा इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ, अब यहां पर एक आप एग्जाम्पल लीजिए। मान लीजिए ऑन 1 अप्रैल 2019 द स्टॉक ऑफ कैपिटल was rupees 20 lakh, and on 31st March 2020 the stock of capital was 22 lakh। अब इसमें कितना एडिशन हुआ स्टॉक के अंदर? तो चेंज इन कैपिटल इज इक्वल टू 2 लाख, 2 लाख रुपए का चेंज कैपिटल हो गया, तो ये इन्वेस्टमेंट हो गया। माइंड इट दैट दिस 2 लाख इज कॉल्ड ग्रॉस इन्वेस्टमेंट और ग्रॉस कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन। अब इस 2 लाख रुपए का अगर हम जो कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है, ग्रॉस इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है, देखें तो एक पार्ट ऑफ दिस रुपीज 20 lakh would have been used for replacement of old capital which has been worn out, which has been obsolete. In order to replace the obsolete capital assets, in order to repair, maintain the worn out capital assets during out of these 20 lakh capital assets, if we subtract that value, for example that value is, that is called depreciation. If depreciation is of rupees 20,000, if we subtract this rupees 20,000 from this rupees 2 lakh, the remaining value, the net value which we will get is called net investment. So net investment will be 2 lakh minus 20,000, that is 1.80 lakh। 1,80,000 रुपए की जो हुआ ये इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ, दैट इज कॉल्ड नेट इन्वेस्टमेंट। तो यहां से हमने क्या कंक्लूजन निकाला? द कंक्लूजन इज the conclusion we draw up to here is there are two kinds of investment: gross investment and net investment. The only difference between gross investment and net investment is depreciation. That is, net investment equal to gross investment minus depreciation, and gross investment equal to net investment plus depreciation। इस तरीके से हम ग्रॉस को नेट में और नेट को ग्रॉस इन्वेस्टमेंट में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। तो ये बात भी इन्वेस्टमेंट की कि भाई ग्रॉस इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड नेट इन्वेस्टमेंट दो तरीके का इन्वेस्टमेंट होता है। इन्वेस्टमेंट के कंपोनेंट्स जो कि बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, जो आपके नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में मेजरमेंट ऑफ नेशनल इनकम जो नेक्स्ट पार्ट होगा उसके अंदर बहुत ही हाईली यूजफुल होगा, वो है आपके कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट। Components of investment. There are two important components of investment: fixed investment or fixed capital formation and inventory investment. Therefore, we can say that total investment is equal to fixed investment plus inventory investment also called change in stock. ये जो कंपोनेंट्स हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट के नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, उसके बाद में यूज होंगे। तो हमने अब तक क्या पढ़ा इस पूरे सम बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स ऑफ मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स के अंदर हमने आपको बताया क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ गुड्स, इंटरमीडिएट गुड्स एंड फाइनल गुड्स। फिर फाइनल गुड्स को हमने दो पार्ट में डिवाइड किया, कंजम्पशन गुड्स एंड कैपिटल गुड्स। फिर कंजम्पशन गुड्स के बारे में हमने बताया चार पार्ट्स में होते हैं ये, ड्यूरेबल गुड्स, सेमी ड्यूरेबल गुड्स, पेरिशेबल एंड नॉन ड्यूरेबल गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज। उसके बाद हमने आपको स्टॉक एंड फ्लो के बारे में बताया। स्टॉक इज मेजर्ड एट ए पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, फ्लो इज मेजर्ड ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। फिर डेप्रिसिएशन की बात हुई, नॉर्मल वियर एंड टियर ऑफ कैपिटल एसेट्स ड्यूरिंग प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस एंड डेप्रिसिएशन इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम कैपिटल लॉस। उसके बाद हमने लिया आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट। Investment means capital formation or addition to the stock of capital in an accounting year। इसके बाद हमने आपको बताया कि इन्वेस्टमेंट दो तरीके का होता है, ग्रॉस इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड नेट इन्वेस्टमेंट। They can be converted, gross and net can be converted by using depreciation। Gross investment minus depreciation we get net investment, or if we add depreciation in the net investment we can get gross investment। After that, there are two important components of investment: fixed investment and inventory investment. So this is all about some basic concepts of macroeconomics. Thank you very much.